Hey guys, Mr. V over here, doing a book review today for Careless Love, The Unmaking of Elvis Presley by Peter Guralnick. This is part two in the very long biography about Elvis Presley, and this book starts in October of 1958 and follows him through the rest of his career until his death in 1977. Now, as I told you, this is part two. I read part one, The Last Train to Memphis, and I uploaded a book review for that. So that's why I started book two. And book two starts in 1958, and it follows Elvis when he goes into the army. That's where it is. He's in the army for 17 months, and the book shows how amazing Elvis's agent was. Because it's interesting reading about it, because when he was in the army, Elvis couldn't record. You know, he was gone from performances, gone from appearances, yet his agent kept him in the media and kept people wanting to listen to Elvis more. So when Elvis returned, he was still very popular because many artists are gone after 2 months. Yet his agent somehow kept him going in the media, and it was really good. And the book shows how big a role his agent played because the whole book shows many different things and how much the agent did for him. You know, like Elvis's agent was shady, but he was great for Elvis because he negotiated contracts well, sometimes a little too greedy, but he still negotiated contracts well. He was amazing at promoting Elvis, whether it be Elvis's tours, his benefit concerts, the TV appearances, Elvis's movies. You know, his agent just helped Elvis remain popular for his whole life and his entire career. And the book, beyond just showing Elvis, really shows how much of an impact his agent had on doing that. You know, in this book it says the unmaking of Elvis Presley. You know, Elvis did have some down times, yet his agent was always kept Elvis popular throughout his whole career, and that is quite an amazing thing. And that's why you really see that. He really displays that in the book. The other thing the book shows is you kind of see the life celebrities live that's like not revealed to the media because you get the behind the scenes. You know, this is his biography, so you get the behind the scenes stuff, and you see like when Elvis was getting crazy, you can see how many women, the money, the drugs, the ego, the fights. Like he just had so much going on behind the scenes, especially in the 1960s and 70s, and it shows that. And you know, today it's easier to release to the media with all the social media and just how many different medias there are, but there are still so many unknowns. And this book kind of like shows what it was like to like see a life of a celebrity like through his friends, what his friends saw, and you really see like how much money celebrities can make, but then how much they will spend, and the weird hours of work they have. It also shows that celebrities do have to work. You know, we don't think of celebrities working because they're not really at an office doing a 9 to 5 job, but celebrities do work. But they're like, because they are in the studio for many hours and they're going on these tours, but they just have like this chaotic life, but they still are doing work, just a different type of work. In this case, being a singer. So you see that. And the book also shows his massive ego. He had an ego in book one. For those who read book one, you know he had an ego, but it is much bigger now. He's a much bigger jerk now. An example that I wrote down was like a quick story that he did was like he saw a friend of his was trying to get a girl one night, so Elvis decided that he was going to try to get that girl just so the friend couldn't. Or there was one time he was supposed to be the best man at a friend's wedding, but he arrived so late that someone else had to become the best man. So it shows that like Elvis felt the whole world kind of revolved around him. And that's how he felt. And it just shows so many stories. And because he felt the whole world revolved around him, it can cause for, as it says, the unmaking of Elvis Presley, it can cause for a downfall. And when you aren't as popular anymore, you know, he always was popular, but you aren't as popular anymore. And it's kind of sad, you know, that while he had a big ego throughout the whole book, he had a massive ego. But you see, it's sad because you see how many people are using him. Like he bought a lot of things for people, a lot for his friends, you know, but he bought a lot for people. And you really wonder how many true friends did Elvis have when you're reading it and you read the whole thing, you know. His life was a roller coaster. Fame is tough because he didn't have really people to share his feelings with. He was very closed off. He didn't want to reveal too much to the media either, you know, but the women he settled with, he just had continual fights. He had an explosive temper as well. You know, that's something that's not known for people that don't read this book, how explosive a temper he had. And you just see that, again, how many true friends did he have? Because fame, I think, think changed him. But he wanted the fame. So it was kind of a tough life he had to live. Like he wanted the fame, but then it changed him and it made it really tough. And you really see his downfall, which as I told you is sad. And it's sad because you see someone who had it all. He had the fame, he had the money, he had the success. But when you're reading it, you wonder, was he ever truly happy? And you can be the judge of that, because he has so many stories and situations that the author shares, and you can judge, was he ever truly happy? Now, there are a few things I did not like about this book, or I should give you a little bit of a warning on, is there were not many pictures. The same as in book 1, there was only one picture per chapter. At the beginning of the chapter, you show you one picture, and that was it. I don't know why, because Elvis had so many pictures out there. I don't know why. He would describe the scenes, and he'd describe what Elvis was wearing, all that. I don't know why he didn't include more pictures. I really don't know why. That was one thing I did not like about the book, because I really wish there was more. I was even looking it up online just to see what he was wearing at times. Another thing, be prepared on, is his very long chapters. I have the audio version as well. So each chapter is over 90 minutes. Some are over 2 hours. So be prepared. That is very long chapters. You can take a break in the chapter, but just be prepared for that. And also be prepared for a lot of details. Because it's great how detailed it is, because you want to know. But at times it can be exhausting with how detailed everything is. But again, for anyone who's a fan, I think they'd want to see the details, but just be aware of that. But overall, I definitely enjoyed this book because it's interesting to see the life of a music legend. People are still talking about Elvis today. You go places, you'll still see Elvis pictures up everywhere. So you see the life of a music legend. I saw his rise and then also his fall and just how it was. So I recommend this to fans of Elvis, but also just fans of music. If you want to see behind the scenes life of a musician, it's a very interesting read. If you guys enjoyed the book review today, hit the subscribe button, as I always upload multiple different types of book reviews. If you have any questions or comments, post it in the comment section below, because I love hearing your opinions. But thank you for watching my book review today. This is Mr. V. Go enjoy reading.